Isn't that the last one?
Yes. Yeah.
Things.
But I feel the N coming through. Things. Things.
Are you guys done? You guys had
Might need
similar
some help with
titles
that
to
one.
your songs. Okay, let's go through the songs that we have, which I know you two ladies have almost the same titles, even a little bit smiles. But
Smiles.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with that
That's
one.
funny.
What vowel sound is that word? It's really the I, but it's the I of the what? It's a. It's more than one sound, so it's actually that triphthong. So if it's more like the
Yeah, you get a little yeah.
I
in
or
there.
I.
Little yeah. Smile.
So now there is an L in there, and technically it can sound like it's two words or two consonants, smile, but we just say smile. So the vowel is the I, which is the I, which is what vowel sound are we going to actually want to sing or hold it on? Yep. Smile. And you tack all that other, the rest of the vowel sounds as well as the L, you tack it on at the end. Yeah, so if you were holding on, you wouldn't want to go smile. You don't want to do the L, and you don't want to do the smile. Smile. Okay. Does that
So
make
is
sense?
smile is an I sound, I almost always?
Well, what we call our long I sound in English, you know how this is how we used to write it. I don't know if you guys do.
Yeah, line across.
Yeah, short sound, long sound. I don't think they do phonics the same way now either when they're teaching kids, so that is just how I learned it. But anyway, the short I sound is the I, like in the word it, and then, but our long I sound is always a diphthong, triphthong, really.
In the dictionary, they must still use something though to try to tell you how to,
That is a good point. I wonder
You know,
what they
how to
actually
pronounce
use.
it.
They do.
yeah, they use long ones and short ones.
They do.
Okay,
Okay, so next song. You
okay.
pick one of them.
Well, yeah, of course.
Good.
Christopher Robin, Christopher.
Christopher. So what Chris? It. What? So it's actually a.
Yeah.
It's just a short I sound. So that one, and that's kind of an exception where I'm saying we mostly use these vowels, but technically, by the way, there's something, you don't have to learn it and you don't even have to remember it. But if you've ever, someone may at some point say the IPA, which means International Phonetic Alphabet. There are symbols that are used in the International Phonetic Alphabet. You learn them when you have to do what's called, I think it's not vocal diction. Yes, it is. It's vocal diction. Every language has sounds. Like for instance, the ich sound in German, it's a short I sound just like we have. Well, that ich sound of it has a symbol in the International Phonetic Alphabet. So in other words, if you learned that alphabet, which like I had to in college, it helps you to know the sound of other foreign languages without knowing the language, just from knowing the symbol.
And I took French for 5 years and I didn't know.
Well, and you
But,
probably
I
would have
mean-
in French class, because we studied it in actual vocal diction,
Oh, I
whereas
see.
singing wise.
Okay.
But, because I know I took some French and Spanish and they never talked about the IPA, but I found it to be helpful now, even with those languages.
I wonder if they cover every language, probably not, huh? Probably-
It covers, it covers all the romantic languages. I think when you get to, some of the Cyrillic and some of those, I think there's,
Japanese or who knows?
yeah, and I'm sure there are some,
Arabic.
yes, you'd have other,
Okay.
but for instance, all I was gonna say is that
Oh, yeah.
when you get like this in the IPA means short I, this in the IPA, it has a symbol itself.
You know, just
It
a
is
straight
long
line.
I.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so we
Okay,
Christopher,
we
so we have
don't-
short I,
It's a short
Christo,
Ta has like an AH sound, I would suppose, or an O sound.
it could be an O, depending how, yeah.
Christo.
But yeah, as you're saying it,
Christo.
it's more of a, almost, isn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah,
Is
Christopher.
there a vowel in Christopher in the ER?
Fur, it's actually and that would be more of an, again, a short E sound, or what might look like EH. sounds like fur, but you're not, and that R, by the way, our English R is crazy because it pulls our tongue back, so we try to say, when we sing English R's, as much as we can, we try to sing them a bit more British, which they don't pronounce them. Although, you have to pronounce the end of it, but if you were saying Christopher, you wouldn't want to go Christopher, Robin, Christopher, you know, it's very, you try to make your R as soft as you can.
In choir, he has us do the more ah for the R, he
Yes.
has us write it in.
Like not even
For
the R
all of
sound,
the
right?
Rs.
Yeah. And it sounds better. Part of it is, actually, say the word ah. Go ahead, say ah.
Ah.
Now say ah, and then start pulling your tongue back. Ah. Ah. Our R is actually a vowel sound, but our tongue pulls back, which is why it's one of the hardest things for kids to learn when they're learning our language, you know. They'll say their R's learn their R's last. And L is another one that we pull our tongue back. And people that English is not their first language get the hardest time with our R.
My daughter's name was Mary Miller.
So
Mary
Miller.
Miller.
My
Yep.
sisters too.
Um,
Mary's.
well, I know, and my nephew could not say my name for a while. He kept saying Tewa. Tewa. Now he can say his R's, but Christopher Robin. So Robin is what? These are pretty straightforward, actually. Yep. Robin is right. Another Say. There's one. I didn't even put that up here, but
Okay.
say. Yeah, sorry, I was supposed to be saying. It's like going to it's kind of more of an and then more of what we call this. I don't want to write it. Let's go like this. E. So because our long A sound is not it's A. It goes up at that the way we say. It has an E at the end of it. It's not. If we were saying Latin and we said A's, the A sound, we'd say A. Like it just stops. A. But when we say the word say, we're not saying say. It's say. Goes up to that. So that we're actually this really isn't. It is more of just a straight pure A. It's more of a diphthong, not a triphthong.
Helpful, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So saying.
Saying.
Ing, that's a I.
Is. Prayers.
Prayer. So that's kind of more of an but now we've got the part of prayers. Prayer.
We make it one syllable, don't we, prayers?
Yes, we do. So interesting.
We could have maybe the 10 worst pronunciations.
I know.
10 to work on.
It's true.
All of those letters.
Let's do your song is
My favorite thing.
so my
I.
I
Fa.
that's just a regular straight A.
And then O. Favor. You don't say favor.
You're right. It's more of a sound. Favor. So kind of like an EH, like a favor. Favorite. And then that's a short I.
Yeah. And it's against the rules in a way.
I know.
And then we were discussing things because when we sing things, you could the N comes in there.
Pretty quickly, but if you had to hold it, is a TH. It's another thing with our tongue, but yeah, you'd want to still try to hold the vowel, which is just a, but you're right, that does come in pretty fast, an NG sound, which is not with consonants. If we did our national anthem, say, can you see? O is what? Oh, it's a pure O, just O. Say, but so it's say. Can is that short A sound, which I didn't put up here, but can. Ooh, yeah, pure ooh, and then E, yeah. So it's actually, except for that word, it's pretty pure vowels. But again, if I said, I could say, Osei, can you see?
It's
Or I-
like Jose.
Yeah, or Osei, Osei, because you wouldn't want to go, Osei. If I said the sentence, here's I think I could do this, let's see. Yeah, if I said, I saw the boy, or I saw the boy. Now I kind of lowered it too, but I saw boy. If I was going to just do it according to diphthong and not sing or say, yeah, I saw the boy. So how you say the vowel, how you sing it can affect your tone sounding like it's full and open, or like it just sounds kind of shallow. If you heard someone singing even, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Light, I just sang. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? And early, instead of, go ahead.
Is that why accents never come out when they're singing?
It's a great question. But yes, if people are singing according to the vowel.
Like Gomer Pyle, and then he's got a wonderful voice.
It's true.
Yeah.
No, it is. In fact, I remember talking to a teacher who taught in the South. He taught choir and very Southern accents, you know, where you'd hear them talking like that. He said it was actually one of the hardest to get his choir to sing oh, just straight out oh without going oh
Yeah.
or a. But yeah, when you sing, if you do hold the vowel, same with British accents though too. I mean, you'll hear like, if you listen to like the Beatles or even like U2 or somebody, you won't hear much of their accent in the singing. You might at times, but not as much as you'd hear it in speaking, and it is sustained with, it's a great question. The other thing is, stylistically, there are certain styles again where you might hear vowels, or like for instance I said soften the R, but country music is sort of known for, stylistically, it's using of the R, yeah, the twang. And I think some of that is from the actual accent of people using R's. I even just found this out that it's sort of a trivia thing, but in the South, where you hear different accents, depending on where people came from hundreds of years ago, if they came from Scotland, they have more of a tendency to have their R in the accent. If they came from England, it's more the genteel type of where it's not where, they'll say. Yes, the Carolinas. So you can even sometimes tell that, or how people use their R's and their vowels.
I have a question. If, let's say you were gonna sing Christopher Robin is saying his prayers, how would you decide which word to emphasize? Would it be based on the vowels, or would it be based on something else?
It would still be based on, if you're emphasizing a word, it's still based on how you would emphasize it in, if you said it.
If what, depending which
Like-
one's
like
important
noun,
to you, huh?
Yeah, like noun, verb, that kind of thing. If you're talking about Christopher Robin is saying his prayers, maybe it's that it's yes. But in the word itself, you still want to be conscious, whatever even you're anticipating that you're, what am I trying to say, you're putting the stress on the word, whatever word that is, just make sure that the vowel is also then what would cause it to sound the best of the vowel. Now I know this is being really picky, but it's amazing how you can change a vowel, just a vowel. I heard this in choirs especially, because I'm thinking of church choirs, where like a word that would obviously be sung a lot is Lord. So if they're gonna sing Lord or Lord, it really can make a difference in how it sounds. And it's just changing one little thing.
I've heard it many times where they say, pick up a line.
Yes. And you know what, in general, our English language is more this way, our mouth is more this way when we pronounce it. American English versus this way, which might be a little more British English, would be that long